Scoring a goal in El Clasico is one thing. Getting a hat-trick in El Clasico, well, that's another thing. But getting a hat-trick as a 19-year-old in El Clasico, you're gonna go down in the record books. What's up guys, it's Gio. And for the past 15 years, we have seen Messi break records, humiliate other teams, and just outright dominate the game of football alongside Ronaldo. We've grown almost immune to everything he's done on the pitch because, well, we've come to expect it all. His dominance in the game has been a long, consistent run that we kinda just remember it as if he's always been doing this forever. But for every world-class player, there's always a beginning. There's always that one match that left the player on everybody's radar. And for Messi, his match will come in the form of El Clasico. The biggest, most fierce club matches in football. Games filled with the best players, phenomenal goals, and yes, the fights. It's entertaining, it's vicious, it's epic, it's about winning and it's about winning dirty. This is the game where everything is on the line, and the only thing that matters is making sure that no matter what, the other team is not leaving with the win. The intensity in these games are so fierce, it's almost like you're watching a final every time these two Spanish giants face off. This specific El Clasico was one of the best and most memorable ones that we have seen this century. The day was March 10th, 2007. The venue, Camp Nou. Barcelona hosted Real Madrid in week 26 of La Liga. After 25 games, Sevilla led the league with 50 points, closely followed by Barcelona with 49, and Real in fourth with 44 points. Both Barcelona and Real Madrid were eliminated from the Champions League this season, so they were looking to take silverware in the form of La Liga. The game was also being billed as a personal battle between Ruud van Nistelrooy, who is currently La Liga's top scorer, and Ronaldinho, who is the consensus best player in the world. Both of them were expected to be the ones to lead their team to victory, but nobody would suspect that 19-year-old Argentine was about to steal the show. The game gets underway. 5 minutes in, we get Thuram clearing the ball away only to be intercepted by Guti, which leads to a quick Real Madrid counterattack. The ball eventually gets to Higuain, who puts a cross and it's blocked by Thuram, who unknowingly perfectly sets up Van Nistelrooy for the first goal. A nicely placed outside the box finish that leaves Victor Valdez planted to the ground with no chance of stopping it. Not the best start for Frank Rijkaard's men, but there's still a lot left in the game for it to already be decided. Barcelona don't have to wait too long for the equalizer, because in the 11th minute the Blaugrana pull even with a pass from Eto'o, where Messi was left with miles of space on the edge of the box. And he makes no mistake of it and slides a routine finish for the first goal of the night. Perfect composure from the 19-year-old to bring his side level. But just as it seemed things were leveled between the two sides, Barca would concede a debatable penalty to Ulaguet, and in the words of Ray Hudson, as cool as a polar bear's backside, Van Nistelrooy would send Victor Valdez the wrong way, get his brace, and give Real the lead, just 2 minutes after Barca's equalizer. After a quarter of an hour with no goals, we see Ronaldinho make a run into the box and get a shot in, which gets blocked only as far as Messi, who blasts the ball into the back of the net. Things were looking more or less even going to head to the second half. Until this happens.
Характер требуется.
У Вальдеса вообще по сравнению с Касильесом вот лишь посредственный, потому что он никогда не был стабилен, он игрок куража, под настроение, безусловно, может... А вот и красная карточка.
Алигеро? Опять азарт?
Ну, ты знаешь, я думаю, что...
Ulaguet. My man. What are you doing? Ulaguet decides to pull Ramos on Ramos, unnecessarily wiping out Ramos' legs from underneath him. He undoubtedly gets a second yellow card and receives his marching orders just before the half. Seriously, bro. You did not have to do this. Talk about unnecessary challenges. After giving up the penalty and getting a first half red card, I think it's safe to say Ulaguet wasn't currently the most popular Barcelona player at the moment. The first half left us with a very entertaining performance. 4 goals, 6 yellow cards, and a red. The red going to make up for a very interesting second half. Being down a man, and especially it being a center back, Rijkaard is forced to take out Eto'o and bring in Silvinho to cover for Ulagé. With less attacking threat up front, Real kicks it up a notch, forcing Valdez to make save after save after save. Real don't really take advantage of having an extra man until their set piece specialist Guti delivers a cross into the box, and it is met by Ramos, who makes an unbelievable header to take the 3-2 lead. The technique and placement of the ball couldn't have been any more perfect from the Spaniard. With 17 minutes and 1 man more than Barca, it looked like Real had the game under control. Barca tried over and over to level the game, but nothing was connecting. But in extra time, we get a very historic moment.
Minimum, of course, of 4 minutes to bet added on by the officials. Plenty of time for an equaliser for Barcelona. That's what Lionel Messi has in mind. Messi takes everybody on. Messi has got it! This is the game that is going to be remembered as the Lionel Messi match. 19 years of age, he gets a hat-trick. Not only is it a hat-trick, he scores for 10-man Barcelona in extra time. You can't write a script like this.
The commentating is enough to give you goosebumps. Rob Palmer described this in the most perfect way possible. A 19-year-old, a teenager, scoring a hat-trick in the biggest club rivalry game in the world, when all the cards are being played against him. He manages to do the impossible and leave us with one of his most memorable performances in his entire career. You really can't write a script like this. Stuff like this is not supposed to happen. A 19-year-old was not supposed to be the hero that Barcelona was supposed to look to when they needed him most. If you asked anyone, they would have said that Ronaldinho, the unanimous best player in the world, would be the one to lead Barcelona in this match, not a 19-year-old Argentine. Before this game, a teenager had never scored in El Clasico. No one could have predicted that Messi was going to come out with one of his best performances and be the hero that Barcelona needed. Messi became both the youngest player to score a hat-trick in El Clasico and the youngest player to score in one. And although Real Madrid would go on to win La Liga with a better head-to-head against Barcelona, this match served as the passing of the torch from Ronaldinho to Messi. And although others would argue that the symbolic match where Messi scores his first goal, assisted by Dino, was the passing of the torch from one magician to another, I'd argue that it was this match that gave us an insight of Messi's full potential and was the passing of the torch. This was the Lionel Messi match. This was the match that showed us this was Messi's team. And what better way to do it than in a game against your biggest rivals? This hat-trick not only introduced Lionel Messi to Real Madrid, but it introduced him to the entire world. Thank you guys for watching my first YouTube video. Let's smash the like button and I'll see you next time. Peace.